Oh my goodness, I just had the biggest unlock and breakthrough, and I was going to record this later when I was more serious and in the just it's like I'm very serious to record a podcast episode, and then I was like, what am I doing? That's so out of alignment with this breakthrough. So let me just quickly announce that I am rebranding this podcast. So if you've been following or listening along, this podcast had been known as the Overflow Method podcast. And I launched this a few months ago in March. It is now almost July. I think the first day of July is in 2 days. And I launched it in March because I had just channeled through this program called the Overflow Method. This framework called the Overflow Method that I then developed into a program, and it's going to be, at least from what I can see right now, because you literally never know when things change, but from what I can see right now, it's going to be one of my signature programs, at least for the next little while. And so I launched the podcast because it was the first time that I actually had some sort of objective framework to talk about the work that I do and the transformation that I offer. And it was so exciting. I launched the podcast. I launched round 1 of the live group coaching program, the Overflow Method. And once the live group program ended, I kind of lost the energy and the momentum of the podcast too. It just was traveling side by side. So now I've been in a sort of integration period, a few months, reviewing what I loved about round 1 of teaching this framework and the podcast, and just collecting my notes, synthesizing what worked, what didn't work, and just I'm going to relaunch the program again in a few months. But I've changed the name of this podcast to the Golden Age Frequency, because the Golden Age Frequency was originally a private broadcast channel on Telegram that I created as a membership space to just as one of my paid offerings. And I love it. I love the Golden Age Frequency, and the whole concept behind the Golden Age Frequency is that living in the Golden Age, my handle on Instagram and everything, live Golden Age stream. Sorry, I'm just so excited. I'm walking around outside. I'm just hyped about this change. Golden Age streams and my brand and everything. It's all about actualizing a Golden Age reality for yourself, and then eventually for the world. Okay, and that there's nuances to this. Golden Age is not utopia in the way that we've been taught, but I'm not going to go into that in this episode. The Golden Age is a frequency, it's a state of consciousness, and it's a perspective. It's a lens that you put on your eyes, over your eyes, to remind you how much of a gift every moment is, and how even challenges and hard moments and discomforts are serving us and are for our greater good, and it's all leading to greater harmony in our lives and our existences if we have decided that that's the case. Okay, so all of my work, the Golden Age Frequency, Golden Age streams, everything, it's all around, the purpose of it is to help both stabilize this frequency and state of consciousness within myself, but then also to teach other people how to do it. Because honestly, life is way too short to not live with this lens on. Life is way too short to not see the magic in absolutely every moment, and the absolute gifts that we are given in every single moment that we're just not trained to notice, and oftentimes we're trained to do the opposite. We're trained to actually notice all the problems, and there's good reasons for that too that I also won't get into right now. But yeah, we're just at a new stage of our development as human beings, and it's time to really solidify this state of consciousness. And so I'd been like feeling like, oh, like I don't know about relaunching the Overflow Method, because like the original like wave of inspiration and energy had kind of just like fizzled out after I launched round 1. And since then too, in my integration period, I realized that there's a framework within this Overflow Method is a framework within another framework, and the other bigger framework came to me. And if you do my quiz, I'm going to leave it in the description. In like over the span of like 2 days, I created this quiz that basically encompasses my entire transformation pathway and it helped me understand what exactly I do and how exactly I do it, but it also then makes it easier to communicate to others. And especially for anyone entering my world, they can do this quiz and figure out where they fall. Like you can do this quiz and figure out which out of 4 phases of the golden age journey you're in right now. So there's phase 1 called awaken, phase 2 root, phase 3 bloom, and phase 4 flourish. And if you do the quiz, which is free, first of all, I also did that as a lead generation thing, as like an email collection thing, because I'm also going to be launching newsletters soon. But yeah, so in exchange for your email and your attention in my newsletter, you can do this free quiz and figure out which out of the 4 phases that you are currently in. And then this also like helps me kind of guide people into which of my offerings are best suited for where they are right now. And this transformation pathway is based on my own experience over the past, however long I've been doing this, my own healing journey and awakening journey and golden age reality actualization journey. There's different things that are needed at each one of the stages, because there's just different things happening on both the physical level of reality, energetic levels of reality. And so there's like different types of support you need. And so I created a quiz to help people like kind of guide them into like different offerings of mine that help them understand what would be most beneficial for where they are right now. Sorry, there's mosquitoes and I'm wearing bangles. And so if you hear jingling, that's my bangles, and I'm shooing the mosquitoes away. I'm sitting on the dock right now, and there's this beautiful crescent moon and the water, and the stars are out. And oh my god, today was such a good day too, because we went to Toronto for the weekend. I spent time with my sisters yesterday. We drove back today, and it's so nice to be in. We also went out for all you can eat sushi with one of our friends that we haven't seen in a long time. Then it was super sunny and nice and warm. We walked on the boardwalk in Toronto for both yesterday and today. And then we got to like escape the chaos of the city and come back to this like extremely peaceful cottage country environment that we live in. That's just so beautiful and like amazing, and like can't believe I live here full time. But oh my gosh, okay, getting on a tangent. I was still shooing mosquitoes. So anyway, I just realized that the golden age frequency, the private membership, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, the Overflow Method is a framework within this larger framework. And so this also then tied in like all the work that I did in like 2020, 2021. I had this like course that I made, a pre-recorded course called The Alchemy of Liberation, that I had made for like a version of myself like 7 years ago. And I made this in 2021. And I launched it for a little while, and then I kind of just like didn't know how to follow through with the launch or like keep promoting it or whatever. So I stocked it in a shelf. And since then, like I shifted my my sense of my audience and my client base and the people I want to help, and I didn't know how to fit this older course of mine into this like new thing that I was doing, this like golden age streams thing I was doing. And with this framework, with the four phase framework of golden age streams, I realized that the alchemy of liberation fits in to get someone from phase 1 to phase 2. And the overflow method helps people get from phase 2 to phase 3. And I'm currently in phase 3, and I'm like moving into phase 4. So like eventually what I'm experiencing right now, I will package it up in some sort of program or framework and then also offer it. But for now, I'm like learning and experiencing. But I just realized that like I was I mean, I only had like a vision of the overflow method. And so now as I have this like greater framework, I'm like, wait, the overflow method is just like one part of this like greater mission and framework. And like basically the objective process that I'm developing to lead people, no matter which phase they're in, from where they are to literally like the best possible version of the reality that they can imagine, and how to not only like identify what that is, but actually like an objective process that helps them actualize it, materialize it, can actually see the fruits of your inner work reflect out in your external reality. Because isn't that literally the biggest annoying thing about working on inner work, is like you do all this inner work and you're constantly like purging and crying and rewiring beliefs and doing all this inner programming stuff, and then it never translates outwards. And I'm just like realizing like, wait, it's because like you can't just do the inner work and then like you have to like, if you change an inner belief, for example, you then also have to be able to take action in alignment with that inner belief. And as moments show up in your life, the same patterns or whatever that cause disharmony in your life, if you've actually changed that inner belief, then when that pattern shows up again in the now present moment, you will, because you've changed the belief, you will now approach that moment differently, and you'll take a different decision. And that's how you actually repattern reality, is in the action taking. So there is like this objective framework that's developing. Overflow method is just one part of it. And so that's why this podcast is expanding and rebranding into this like expanded version of my own sense of vision, because the only way that I can keep doing this is if I let it encompass everything that's coming through me, not just one framework within the multiple frameworks. And you know what I mean? Not just one framework within the big vision. And then also, the next thing, I had this private membership space called the Golden Age Frequency. And the Golden Age Frequency was just kind of like a place where I drop unscheduled musings and thoughts. And anytime I have a breakthrough or whatever, I like share about it. And it doesn't matter what I look like or what I sound like. It's like how I'm doing it right now, basically. Like, I'm not waiting for some moment in the future to like hit record. I'm just like, I feel the energy right now. Let's fucking go and record. And I don't have my mic with me. I'm just using my iPhone thing, whatever. So that's how I was creating in the Golden Age Frequency membership, which was a Telegram broadcast channel. And I love that space. Like, I really love that space. But I realized today that I created that space as a private space. Oh, also I had tried to like promote it a lot over the past few months, and it just like there was no energy in it. I wasn't getting anyone in it really, or anyone really like truly interested in it. And when that happens, I'm like, I really look at it, and what I uncovered today when I really thought about it and felt into it is that it's not meant to be a private space, at least not right now. These, like the things that I'm sharing in the Golden Age Frequency membership and in this private space, are just things that I really truly wish to be sharing publicly, but for whatever reason I'm too scared to like expose this level of myself, or this like deeper, more authentic part of myself. You know, it just was like a privacy layer on top of like my voice, so that only like people who pay me can like listen, you know, and like there's less people that are going to pay me, so less people that are going to listen, less people that are going to confront me about my opinions or whatever. But I'm like, bro, I just need to make this like I just need to, the way that the transmissions for the Golden Age Frequency flow through me, like in the private membership space, are just so organic and harmonious and free flow. And I want to just use that and channel that into where I'm actually at right now, which is like regrowing my audience in alignment with this new vision that I have. And so anyway, I'm taking out the privacy of it, and I'm just being brave and just allowing myself to start sharing those things publicly, the text things that I write, and for that, sharing it to my social medias. And then any of the voice notes that I send, I'm going to be posting them as just like podcast episodes. And I'm just like letting things move through me more freely and less restricted. and less rules, and just letting myself share it in the ways that feel the most exciting to me and the most enlivening to me. And yeah, that's it. So that's why things has rebranded, and I foresee, like, I don't know, I just always evolve, right? And I never see myself and my work as static. So there's always like all these moving parts, and there's part of me that's like, no, like I have to be consistent. I have to keep, like, what if, like, whatever, like, no, there's like a part of me that feels like, no, like you need to keep the overflow method as the overflow method. Because like that's what you decided a few months ago, and you have to stick with it because you have to stick with things that you decide. But it's like, yes, but also things also evolve. Like that's normal and actually beneficial. So that's what's happening over here in my world. Thank you for listening. Find me on Instagram at Golden Age Streams. I'm also same handle on TikTok and YouTube and all the places. And anyway, I'm basically going to be closing out that like paid membership space now, and just anything that would go in there regularly, I'm just going to proliferate, is that the word? Like distribute it in my regular public social media channels. So yeah, thank you, bye.